So ever since we got the first trailer for Dragon Ball Super Broly, I've been trying to figure out, why is Frieza here? Why is he helping Broly and Paragus, and what does he want with the Dragon Balls? What is his endgame here? Well, I think I might understand what that is now. Let's discuss it. Hey YouTubers, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on these social media platforms. Enjoy the video. That's right guys, today we're talking about Dragon Ball Super Broly and what Frieza's ultimate motive during this film might actually be. And I think, as we've seen in the trailers, it's possible that he's working with Paragus and Broly in order to go down to Earth and have at least a little bit of leverage to take on Goku and Vegeta to make sure that he gets his wish. Now, I think that there's two possibilities here, but I'm going to elaborate on one that I haven't talked about before. The first one, which I think is a little bit more plausible, is that Frieza, for all intents and purposes, now believes that he can use the wish to bring back Planet Vegeta. This would be a really interesting character motivation for him because it's kind of completely out of character and would go completely against the whole Dragon Ball minus storyline that they're going to be building up within this movie. It would show a complete turn in his character and make every Dragon Ball fan who's familiar with Frieza and knows that he couldn't be a good guy very suspicious about what his actual motives are. But of course, there is another possibility that we haven't discussed here that I wasn't even remotely willing to discuss here until we got the last trailer for Dragon Ball Super Broly, and that is, what if Frieza's ultimate goal with getting the Dragon Balls, having Paragus and Broly helping him out, is because he wants to bring back his father? Dragon Ball Super introduced this concept that King Cold wasn't just simply a fodder character that we saw in Dragon Ball Z. In fact, this guy has been around for a long time. He knew things about Universe 7 that we didn't know as an audience for a very long time. He understood who Beerus was, he understood who Majin Buu was, and he seemingly had a stranglehold of the universe for a very long time. In fact, I have a couple people, especially on my Twitter account. If you don't follow me on there and you want to talk to me about Dragon Ball, your theories, and just basically any discussion topic whatsoever that I cover on any of my channels, then make sure to go check me out there. But I had a guy named Vin Atticus, I'll put it in the description section below, because he gave me this idea and I wanted to give him credit. He was telling me that if you watch the trailer and you realize that they did show King Cold and they showed Frieza in kind of more of a pinkish form than he has ever been that we've seen in Dragon Ball, his theory is that this is actually us seeing not just King Cold and Frieza and the Frieza Force actually coming onto the Saiyans the very first time, but actually King Cold giving the Saiyans to Frieza as he starts to give Frieza more control of the Frieza Force and everything so he can rule the universe. And you know what, that makes a lot of sense to me, because during the trailer, because we see Frieza in this younger form, we see him without his large protruding shoulder pads, the same thing that King Cold has every single time that we see him and everything that the Saiyans actually have. Maybe Frieza changes his look in order to be a little bit more copacetic with his father and his father's force down the line, but right now it seems pretty clear that King Cold was the one who actually took over the Saiyans, and he was literally just giving them to Frieza sometime before this movie starts, or even during this movie starts. That's why they bowed to him. That's why they're afraid of him, because he's stronger than his father, and they didn't even know that he had a son. This is something that they've been building up to for a very long time in Dragon Ball Super, that Frieza not only has a father, his father has a lot of knowledge about this universe and maybe even multiverse. It might be important to Frieza and his empire and his future plans to actually bring back his father, something that he was a little bit apprehensive to during the Fakatsu no F storyline of Dragon Ball Super and also the movie, because he said he didn't want his father back. He could run the universe purely on his own strength. But it's clear now that Frieza, after everything that he's been through in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, that he might actually want someone by his side who knows a lot more of everything going on, especially after the Tournament of Power, and he swore to get revenge on Zeno and all the other gods. Perhaps his father, with all of his knowledge and all of the stuff that he's done in his entire lifetime, would be the perfect person to do that. So Frieza realizes that after the Tournament of Power, he still has a wish that Goku promised him. He's coming back to Earth in order to get that wish and wish back his father to actually help him sometime down the line. Now, I'm not really sure how that allows him to work with Paragus or work with Broly, but as I already said, if King Cold was actually the original ruler of the Saiyan people, and if Paragus is actually more annoyed or angry with someone like King Vegeta or Prince Vegeta because of what they did to Broly, and he still considers Frieza his emperor, then he's willing to work and fight with Frieza, especially if he got off of planet Vegeta before Frieza actually destroyed it, and he is a little bit unaccustomed to the idea that Frieza was the one that actually blew up that planet. Maybe he thinks it's King Vegeta. Maybe he even knows about Beerus and thinks that it was Beerus who destroyed it because that's what Beerus's job is. And he simply falls into the trap, Broly as well, that they're still working for Frieza, they're still loyal to Frieza, and he's just simply going to use both of them to go down to Earth and make sure that Goku and Vegeta don't really stand in his way. And that's why during that trailer we get to see Paragus telling Broly to actually fight Goku and Vegeta. 1, he has a grudge, 2, he's working with Frieza, and 3, Frieza is there teaming with them in order to make sure that no one gets in his way as he gets the Dragon Balls or even looks for them. So he's going to be wishing back his dad in order to get as much knowledge and as big of a step forward with actually taking out the Zenos and making sure his master plan goes into effect. That's not something I've ever thought before given this movie, but I think it's something that would be really epic given everything that we know about Frieza, his father, and everything Dragon Ball Super told us about both of them. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell over by the subscriber button to notify you every single time I upload. Tell me what you think about this theory in the comment section, please, guys. I think it's a really interesting one. And at the same time, if you want to talk to me about Dragon Ball theories, discussions, maybe anything else that I cover in any of my other channels, then make sure to go follow me on Twitter because I am always there and it's easier for me to talk to you on there than it is on here. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. It's been real.